Welcome back to the channel for another video today. Today, of course, we're back talking about Wrexham Football Club, but more specifically, we're back with the player analysis videos, and there was only going to be one player that we were going to be talking about in today's video. After a very impressive start to the 24-25 season in League One, and just the calendar year of 2024 alone in a Wrexham shirt, it's no surprise Glasgow Rangers, Stoke City and Preston North End are all monitoring our flying fullback, Ryan Barnett, and let's talk about how this man has set League One on fire this season. So Barney did sign 628 days ago, originally to help us in that final push to get promotion to the Football League, and his rise up the leagues has caught the eye of tens and thousands of fans, and one that has been spectacular to watch as a Wrexham fan. So talking about Barney's rise in form now, since signing he's always been a consistent performer down that right hand flank, but ever since we made that step up to the EFL, he has been one of the most important players and an integral part of the setup under Phil Parkinson, and one, like I said, that has easily become a fan's favourite and has caught the eye of obviously other higher up clubs because of how rich in form he is at the minute and how consistent he has been over a long period of time for us. 18 goals and assists for Ryan Barnett in a Wrexham shirt. 38% of those have come in the opening 14 games in League One. If that just doesn't put it into perspective, I could end the video now and that statistic could just do it justice, because this man has been incredible for us. And there were questions over different players in this team that, you know, would they be able to make the step up to League One? And I think Barnett has no doubtedly been our best player so far. And if we're looking at key attributes of Barnett's game, and I think the massive one that has improved over time has been his output. Of course, a big reason to Barnett's rise is his chance creation and his increased confidence going forward. Of course, we've seen since he first signed, we knew the type of player he was going to be. He was always positive down that right hand flank, and I think his goal contributions and his statistics on the whole are really starting to show for it. If we're looking at last season in League 2, 34 chances created, 50 successful crosses, 29 successful dribbles in 32 games. And this season in League 1, 30 chances created, 38 successful crosses, 14 successful dribbles in just 14 games. So his output in, you know, just going forward, attacking wise, his crosses, his dribbles, and of course, I think the main one that sticks out for me is his chance creation. Of course, 34 last season and 30 so far in just 14 games, I think is just testament to how good he is going forward and how much his confidence and just his natural ability when it comes to attacking his man, beating his man, putting that cross in, and just the quality of the crosses, we'll get onto that later on, is just spectacular. And like I've got in my notes down here, the stats do just speak for themselves. I don't really have to say anything more on the statistics of Ryan Barnett over the past 2 seasons, but you know, I think the main thing for me is just his confidence has just gone massively sky high when it comes to taking on his man. Of course, we all know the trademark Barnett stepovers and just his willingness to put a cross into the box. And you know, as time goes on, he's become a key part of our attack. It might sound stupid as a wing back, but you know, he is so vital when it comes to going forward, and chance creation is nothing without Ryan Barnett, because you know, he's always willing to get down that right hand side. You know, he could cut inside, we've seen him cut inside previously, but more often than not, he is taking on his man, that injection of pace, that trickery to beat his man and put that perfect cross into the box, which we've seen so many times this season and across his time in a Wrexham shirt. And of course, we all know, obviously previously at Solihull Moors, where we did sign him from, he was setting up as a winger, so Parky would have known about his attacking attributes, and I think he's definitely developed into a better player under Phil Parkinson, and I think that's testament to him being in a better setup at Wrexham. He's flourished as well, of course, with better strikers to put the crosses in, so that's really boosting his goals and assists. And I do think even if we do get another striker in January that's going to bring that, whether it's Championship, League One experience, and they're going to score goals, Barnett will see a lot more goals and assists contributions registered to his name. We're talking about his chance creation, his crosses. I really do hope the players are thanking Ryan Barnett, because he is putting chances at the minute on a plate for them. I'm sure there's a lot of Rangers, Preston North End, Stoke City fans watching this, because all of those clubs have been rumoured to be looking at Ryan Barnett in the January transfer window, and I'm sure they'll want a brief report on why they're interested in him. But just to clarify, Barnett's going nowhere. Rangers fans, he's not coming. Preston fans, not a chance. Stoke City fans, he is not coming to you either. Watching Barney down that right hand side is kind of a breath of fresh air. Now, it might sound silly because he is a League One player and he is destined to go, up and up the leagues. He's shown the quality. I think another season under his belt, once he completes this League One season, he is going to be a big player and there's going to be a lot of interest in him. But, I describe him as a breath of fresh air in comparison to the modern game, and you might be thinking, why he's a right wing back? But you're looking at him setting up, he's mostly playing as a winger for Wrexham. His attacking attributes are so much better than you could say his defensive attributes, because we've not seen Ryan Barnett be tested massively. But you could counter against that argument and say, if he's not been tested massively, surely that's a testament to his defensive attributes as well. And yes, if you want to say that, but I'd like to think his attacking attributes are more valued and more easily to see than his defensive attributes. Now, you see wingers, fullbacks nowadays will pass the ball, or once they're taking on their man, they'll do a little trick and then pass it backwards, or they won't have the confidence to take on their man. But give the ball to Ryan Barnett, he will just be so positive when attacking his man. He won't think twice about going forward, taking on his man, doing the step over, putting the cross into the box. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, he will deliver a pinpoint perfect cross, whether it be to Palmer, Mullin, Marriott at one time, John Daddy Bovarson now, Stephen Fletcher, any of the strikers on the pitch. Barney will put a pinpoint perfect delivery in for them. And I think that's what is so good about Barnett and so just good to watch about his style of play. He is not afraid at all to get the ball, carry it forward with pace, and just be so attacking and confident when it comes to taking on his man. And of course, we can say all these words without him registering any goal contributions, but Barnett has registered goal contributions. He's got the most assists in League One and most crosses executed in League One. So it's good to see that the stats are actually backing up how good this man has been for us this season. Yeah, and if we're sticking on, the potential departure of Ryan Barnett, and as much as I don't want to think about it, Barnett would flourish for Rangers, and I think he's more than capable of making that step up to a championship side, slotting in perfectly and just continuing his rich vein of form that he has had in a Wrexham shirt. Like I said, he would flourish for Rangers. It's a chance at Champions League football or Europa League football, but you've got to look at it. It is a big club, Rangers, and there's no doubt, I'm not going to argue the fact that they're a much bigger club than Wrexham, but if you're looking at vision and ambition, the Scottish Prem is no more exciting than what you get in League One, and there is that ability to go up and up and up for Wrexham. But if you're looking at Rangers, he's going to be consistently, yes, playing Champions League, Europa League football, but nothing's going to change in the SPFL. The quality is going to stay the same. You're not going to get a team promoted that are just suddenly going to beat Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen. But if you're staying at Wrexham, there's that opportunity, to always push on, whether it be for the Championship, and of course, if we do go up to the Championship this season, the Premier League. So it is definitely an interesting situation for Barnett. Personally, I don't think he'll go. I don't even think we should be questioning the fact if Ryan Barnett will stay at Wrexham or not. That's just to make myself feel better, but it would require a big fee for Barnett, and you can't blame him if he did want to leave for Rangers. It is that shot at Europa League football and possibly winning, the SPFL title for such a historic club in Rangers. But I still do believe Barnett will be in a Wrexham shirt for at least another 1.5 seasons, and it would be a massive boost to his future if we did get promoted this season. So that's the analysis over for Ryan Barnett in a Wrexham shirt. Let me know your thoughts on his start at Wrexham Football Club in League One this season, and let me know your ranking for Ryan Barnett on the whole as a player since first signing for Wrexham. It's a tough question. I'm going to have to say a 9 out of 10. Of course, no one is perfect. There's been no perfect player for Wrexham. I wouldn't even say Paul Mullin is a 10 out of 10. So Barnett has been so instrumental in our success, from League 2 to League 1 and the National League to League 2. So he's a big player for us, and let's hope we can sit back and just enjoy watching him for at least another 2 seasons. That would be the ultimate dream. So the other day I did post on my community tab for questions for a Q&A video, so I thought I'd just include 1 or 2 questions into the end of this video, and the first one is definitely a very interesting one. Which player that has left the club since the takeover started has been the saddest for you personally? I think there's only going to be one answer. It's Luke Young. Now, Young signed when I was 13, 12 years old, so I've seen him before the takeover, throughout the takeover. I've seen him at our lowest. You know, I've seen Luke Young be in that heart of the midfield for us in the near promotion in the 2018-19 season, to the following season being 0.3 points off relegation. You know, he captained us through thick and thin, and he got exactly what he deserved. His patience was paid off, of course, double promotions as a Wrexham captain, so we cannot thank him enough for the service that he did provide in a Wrexham shirt, and he's always welcome back to Wrexham Football Club, and, you know, a massive fan's favourite. And I'm always looking out for his results in a Cheltenham shirt and looking here and there to see if he scored a goal, and it looks like he started life at Cheltenham quite well. Second question now is January transfer plans. What area should we strengthen in? And I think the last couple of weeks have sort of shown that we do need to go out and get a striker. It's a question of whether John Daddy Bovarson is going to provide the goals we need. Of course, he's on a contract until January. If he does hit the ground running and score 3 or 4 goals for us, I think Parky will look at extending his contract until the end of the season. But I still do think we're going to splash the cash on a striker in January. It's just a question as to who we can attract to sign for us, who's available to sign. And yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money to bring the striker we want in, but it's going to be worth it, as it'll hopefully push us over the line come the end of the season. So yeah, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, make sure to get down there as well and hit the subscribe button. 350 likes on today's video is the target, and I'll see you in another one. Take care, guys. Up the town.
Oh, go on. Yeah! Yeah! Come on! Jesse! Go on. Go on! Yeah! Jesse! Come on!